Breaking news: in the history of the Ukrainian military, this is the first rabbi. Kiev's Brodsky Central Synagogue Rabbi David Milman made history as Ukraine's first official Jewish military chaplain. This person is the first and, to our knowledge, only transgender service member in the Ukrainian military. In the following, David Milman describes his work from his own perspective. My primary responsibility is speaking with service members and their families, helping the injured and missing by visiting hospitals and providing aid to patients. Prisoners of war who have yet to have their bodies recovered are considered missing. Some of them are Jewish. When I go to see the injured in the hospital, I always bring kosher food and tefillin with me. Gina, shown here, was born in Netanya, but she has American and Australian parents. His battles took place in the Zaporizhia area. Gina lost both legs and had facial and eye injuries as a result. Despite this, Gina does not feel down or depressed. He's got a lot of ambitious goals set out for himself, also paid a hospital visit to Ruslin. In the Donbass mines, he lost his foot. Roughly 300 to 400 Jews, those who are aware of and identify as such, serve in the Ukrainian armed forces. Many, however, do not identify as Jews and know very little about the religion. Many more troops can trace their roots to the Jewish faith as well. We performed Brit Milah for the troops, bringing many into Abraham's union. One London Jew experienced a genuine miracle. He is a sapper trainer from the West who has come to aid Ukraine. While driving with his partner, he accidentally drove over a mine. The car and his companion are gone, but he is mostly unharmed and still whole. He claims that he was able to get away that day because he was wearing tefillin. Are there any shining moments in my service? While on rotation, I worked with Ukrainian soldiers. Someone offered to buy them a pair of tactical shoes. They informed him that we have a chaplain with us who has since returned to base, but that he still requires footwear. When I got back, they handed me the shoes. I am not ashamed to wear them. I interact with soldiers of all faiths in my role as chaplain. The exchange of ideas is crucial. The front lines are manned by real people. There is tension in the air. A spouse has abandoned one of them, another has a falling out with their parents, and so on. And every one of them has a gun. You should contact them. Since consulting psychologists is not a common practice in Ukraine, few people are interested in doing so. And unlike me, the psychologist is required to report to the commander. It's easier for me because I can just fit in with them. We all go for runs together and shoot guns at the range. A Jewish service member must first inform his superiors or chaplain of his religious identity. From there on out, things are easy. I have the authority to order a prisoner's release on Jewish holidays and Shabbat as the chaplain of the General Staff. David Milman concludes his story with, "It all comes down to the soldier." Anguish in the air. Russia's Vladimir Putin has promoted the concept of denazification in reference to Ukraine. However, Russian aggression may ultimately result in the de-Jewishization or de-Judaization of Ukraine, effectively ending the substantial Jewish presence on Ukrainian soil. Jewish neighborhoods were annihilated in the early stages of the war. Between half and 80% of the Jewish population in many Ukrainian cities has emigrated. Even on the holiest Jewish holidays, attendance at the largest synagogues is down by no more than 20 to 30% from pre-war levels. Many Jewish project donors have been ruined or have suffered huge losses, which has a devastating effect on the economic stability of the Jewish community. Due to the influx of Jewish refugees from the east of Ukraine, only the Jewish communities of Lviv and Chernivtsi grew. With the help of international Jewish organizations, entire communities of Jews from cities across Ukraine are still temporarily housed in Hungary. Many Jews fled to Israel as the war escalated, but many others went to Germany and are likely to stay there. Others, however, like Rabbi Avraham Wolf's Jewish school and orphanage in Odessa, have relocated back to their original city after spending time in Germany. They have joined the rest of the citizens of Odessa in taking shelter from the Russian army's rocket attacks, which have been aimed squarely at residential neighborhoods. In the first month following the Russian invasion, one of the Ukrainian rabbis told me about the evacuation of 300 Jewish seniors from Chernihiv under the bombs of Putin's liberators. It was late in the day, and those who had recently been rescued from shelling had taken up overnight shelter in the main synagogue. For nearly a month, these retirees stayed in their basements, experiencing the elements, including cold and hunger, infrastructure, such as sewers, such as a lack of clean water and the inability to take a shower for weeks, and the unknown, bombs, with a healthy dose of anxiety and unpredictability. The rabbi remarked gloomily, "Can you imagine the smell in that hall where these unfortunate people have finally found shelter?" It was the aroma of Jewish sorrow, just one more facet of tragedy in Ukraine. The stench of a tragedy that was orchestrated on command from Moscow. The odor the rabbis in Ukraine detected while saving both Jewish and non-Jewish lives. Rabbis in Russia who have chosen to work with the Putin regime will not be able to smell the stench of Jewish sorrow emanating from Ukraine.